Hey, this is Marcus.
Hey, this is James.
Hi, this is Royce.
This is Nick.
Hey, this is Ty.
Hey, it's your boy Mike Mo.
Hey, this is Vinny.
This is Dog.
It's your boy Shabrady.
This is Jonathan.
You're listening to the
Podcast.
Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome to the Booty League podcast. Week 1 in the books. How you doing, Chris?
Could be better. Had a rough week. How about you?
Yep, 2 goose eggs, 2. Me and you both have goose eggs, but today we're joined by a very special guest. That was perfect.
That was actually
What's up? All right. What's up, Royce? How you doing?
Royce in the house.
What's up? I'm good. I couldn't be happier.
Yeah,
You
had
got
the
the dub.
Schlack in, made a crazy shot bet, which we'll talk about. Good week 1 for you.
Very good week 1. I am very happy. It's been a minute since I've started a season 1-0, so I'm on the up.
It's always nice to start out 1-0. It's been a few years since I started out 1-0. But hopping right into the quick questions.
Question: what kind of bear is best?
What kind of bear is best? Me testing out the new soundboard. I need some feedback from the audience here. You guys let me know in the comments if you like these drops, or hey, if you donate to the Patreon, maybe you can be a drop. But hopping into our quick questions. We can start off with Royce. What are your thoughts on the drama between the Timmy and Nick trade that happened this past week?
I thought it was really troll. I thought it was like they had to be like colluding on some stupid shit or something. But like I get it was memeing, but like since James pushes all trades forward, it kind of put James in like a weird position because he was like, is this collusion or are they memeing? Like, do I push it forward? Like, are they gonna not expect me to push it over or something? So yeah, that was like a little complicated. And I just thought the two were like fucking drunk or something.
Chris?
I was pretty heated, to be honest, because Timmy's been pushing like the trade rate button. Like every time there's a trade, like someone's getting trade rate, like no matter who it is, you know. So he's been pushing, like he's always saying it, and then even there's sometimes where I look at him like, who's he talking about? Like who's the one that's getting trade rate?
Yeah, because it's so even.
Yeah, I was like, I can't even tell, you know, who he's talking about at times. So I was heated, and it's just like we're fresh off like a legit trade, and he actually, you know, and then he also makes comments about it, like his other league in our league chat, and he's always like, dude, like they won't trade with me, like how do I trade with the NPC, like this and that. So then by the time they push that through, and then like one thing is just like okay, like memeing and leaving it, and then they're like, dude, push it through already. And like,
oh yeah.
And then I was like, dude, I was heated. I was like, dude, just send that shit through.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like, dude, if Nick wins, I don't give a fuck, dude. Just send that shit through. And if they're memeing and trading it back right away, like that's for sure collusion. Like you're not trading players just to trade them back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you know, so yeah, I was like, yeah, and then that's, you know, with that being evidence, I was like, okay, if that's evidence for collusion, then fuck it. Like, you know, we can deal with it then. I know we know better than that as a league. Like we've been studying together for a long time, and yeah, definitely, I think James put it in the most eloquent way. He definitely handled the situation well.
Yeah, definitely hats off to James. Me, I definitely probably wouldn't have said it as eloquently as how James said it. I probably would have been like a bit firmer, but yeah, James doing a great job diffusing the situation there. Like he's like 5 out of 5 star commissioner. Really, really hats off to James.
Yeah.
And second quick question, one with Dak Prescott's injury, how would you rate CeeDee Lamb at the moment, and would you trade for CeeDee Lamb? And if you were the CeeDee Lamb owner, would you trade him away or would you hold?
Royce, go ahead.
Okay. So if I was a CeeDee Lamb owner, I wouldn't trade him just yet. I mean, he did pretty well with the backup quarterback DiNucci last year, right? So I mean, like it's still kind of unproven. I'm not a big guy to jump ship really fast either, so that's probably just me. But I would definitely trade for CeeDee Lamb. I mean, it's worth a shot, right?
Yeah, Chris.
Yeah.
I think he's in that weird limbo where like his value isn't correct. I can't tell. I just can't get a gauge on CD Lamb. I haven't watched enough CD Lamb film. Um, I don't think I would trade for him. If I had him, I would try to trade him away, but I don't know like what I could get back, right? So
Yeah.
I think he's kind of in this weird limbo where you just hold him, you can't drop him, and his value's too low to trade.
I mean, it depends how like you value like if you believe in him yourself, right?
Mhm.
Because right now, if you were to trade him, we still have the image of the wide receiver. I know like 4 off the board in our head from the draft because we still have like that draft hangover. So his
Yeah.
value in our head is still pretty high. So I
Mhm.
would say if he waits another week and maybe he drops like another 4 points, his value would be heading into like the wide receiver 2 territory where you can probably get like a decent piece for him back if you trade him right
Mhm.
now. So it's if like
That's
you're
true.
risk adverse or if you want to take risk. I mean, yeah. So that's how I view him. I
Okay.
would probably trade for CD right now.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, talent wins out, right? And Cooper Rush is not bad. I don't think he's better than Ben DiNucci.
I think so too. I think he's better, but I don't know if their offense is gonna hang. We'll see. We'll have to see. And
And
Yi is the most, least likely to take that risk. I think
yeah,
he's probably just gonna hold.
yeah, probably. And that's his keeper, so I think
Mhm.
he kept him this year so he can keep him next year, right? Something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah. Trades. Any trades action this week? For you, David.
I received the trade from Michael,
Mm.
but this was like when he was trying to do the take backsies. But I haven't sent. I've been scheming, but I'm not a DGen. I haven't sent out any trades yet.
Yeah.
What about
Are
you?
are you, are you the type that sends out trades to send out trades, or do you need the conversation first?
I don't just like I guess like silent send trades. I guess I GM them and I try to like work a
Yeah,
discussion out, right?
yeah.
Like butter them up. But I don't. I think Jonathan's the silent trader. He just like shotgun you with like 3 trades in your
Okay.
inbox and you pick.
Mm.
Royce, I know
What,
you've been
Roy,
cooking up
Royce? What about
something.
you? Yeah.
Yeah, so I've been talking to Jonathan all week regarding some of his later round running backs. And I did offer because I wanted J Rob and to shore up my running
Some
back.
guys you
Some
just
guys you
can't.
Some guys you can't let go.
I need some guys you can't let go drop. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, I proposed like, Kenneth Walker and Brandon Cooks for him. And then like after sending that text to him, I was like, I feel like I'm overpaying a little bit. So I kind of sat on it. I'm like, I'm thinking too much. I'm thinking emotionally right now, dude. My attachment to J Rob is what's feeling this trade. So I called it off. I said let's wait till waivers. He texted me after waivers. He's like, while I was working on this podcast, and he was like, do you still want to do the trade? I said no. And he counter offered. He said J Rob for Cook straight up.
Oh.
And see, it makes things more complicated because I feel like I have the wide receiver depth to handle that trade.
Yeah.
Because Brandon Cook, I really do like Brandon Cooks.
Mhm.
I just don't like losing a little bit of breathing room at wide receiver while I wait for DeAndre Hopkins. But James Robinson's enticing. He's playing to my heartstrings right now.
He's playing you. So is it in your inbox right now?
No, it's in my text right now. I haven't replied.
I
Oh
see.
man, that's
I left him
spicy,
on
dude.
red.
What?
Yeah, it's
J-Rob,
very spicy.
J-Rob looks good. If you need the running back depth, I'm not sure about your running back depth, but you already have 3 starting wide receivers, and you can flex one of them out.
You
Yeah,
have
exactly.
JT and your second rounder Josh Jacobs holding it
Yeah.
down. So
Shit.
so what are we leaning right now? What do you
Yeah.
think, Chris? What does he do here?
Oh man, I think I would make that trade. I think running
Yeah.
backs are higher commodity in our league. If anything, you can flip Josh Jacobs to a running back needy person. Or one of the other running backs, like if you really wanted to, and make another 2-for-1.
Mhm.
If you wanted to keep that pushing, but I think I would make that trade. He looked good the first week. Had a good usage. Yeah,
Yeah,
Achilles, and he looked that good. So yeah, what would you do?
I might make that trade too. I mean, you have D Hop coming out. You got
Yeah,
Amon Ra, Michael Thomas looks good, holding it down. So I might trade that depth.
and you have Jet. So
Yeah.
you
And
can
like
always
looking
pivot
at
off
your
one, yeah.
bench, you have
No serviceable running backs.
like not even like they are physically unable to perform type running
Yeah.
backs. Yeah, so I
Yeah.
might pull the trigger on that one.
Yeah, I think
But
that'd be a good
hopefully
one.
we'll see a trade after the podcast has aired.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's on the podcast. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll do a live react. We'll be like, who got raped? Royce did.
Right after telling me you make that change.
That'd be spicy. Okay, but hopping into our next
Shot bets.
segment. Everybody. So we got me owing one. What does this -1 mean? Does that just
There's
mean
no
one?
minus one. It's just ones. Yeah. It's
So
just all
I
ones.
owe one, Jonathan owes one, James owes one, and Royce owes one. So take us through
Yeah.
this. Why does Royce owe one?
So Raiders Chargers. I know James made a Raiders Chargers bet during the wedding week. So there's that. You got Royce feeling really cocky after Sunday like afternoon or something like that, right? Like
Yeah.
Sunday afternoon, and then so Royce is like, I bet one shot that Vin won't get over 50, and he got 59. And Nick and Jonathan had a head up, straight up 1-1. So those are your four payouts for the week: Royce,
Okay.
James, Jonathan, Dave.
All right.
So just me and Royce today. And do I have to
Yes,
drink
sir.
for the losing the matchup too?
That's what you have one for.
Oh, okay.
That's what you have one for. Did you
Oh, I
did you
don't
have one
have
for
to
something
chop
else? Did you
No,
make
no,
another
no.
bet?
I forgot about that. I thought I was involved in one of these bets. But...
All right. I don't have a shot cup, so I'll just.
All right. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. Drinking in solidarity.
Oh. Oh, that's a big pull.
It was like there's barely anything.
So the rules
up.
are they have to pay us next episode.
Yeah, that's to pay us next
All
episode.
right, I missed these videos, man. They're always great.
Can we do them all on video now? Just because I'm not on Snapchat anymore. Get them all
I
on there.
totally forgot about that. We did do it on Snapchat, huh? That's like a
So,
pretty dead app.
Yeah, so let's.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not on anything, so I was like, yeah, if you guys can, just send it in, and we'll just put it on the pod.
Okay.
Keep some memories going. All right, breaking news. What do we got here?
The waiver wire. I don't have a drop for this one. Sorry, guys.
Not yet. Not yet.
I was waiting. I was like, all right, breaking
Does David
news.
have a shot? No, I don't have a Oh, wait, I do have one. Tell me if you guys hear this one. Breaking
That's an
news
air raid
drop.
alarm, not breaking news.
It
Close
was
enough.
already on it. All right, it was a default
right.
one.
So the big ones this week. Nick gets Curtis Samuel for $31. 7 bids on Curtis Samuel. The next closest being Michael at $19. So no, that's not. Oh yeah, that is.
Yeah,
Okay.
the 7.
Timmy. Yeah. So I thought Timmy got Curtis Samuel. Timmy got Adam Thielen for $23, 12%. 4 bids. Next closest is Jonathan for 21. So barely beating him. Very nice bid there. Duvernay. I don't even know how to say his name. To be honest.
Duvernay? Yeah.
Duvernay.
Yeah.
Duvernay. $18, 9% of our fab. 2 bids. Royce being the next closest with 13. I'm not sure what was after that.
Tyron
Jarvis
Davis
Landry.
Price. Oh, yeah.
Jarvis Landry, $16, 8%, and no bids. Is that correct?
That's no
Yeah.
no bids.
Yeah.
No bids. Royce, TDP, San Francisco 49ers. Next man up after Jeff Wilson, $7. $7. Next bid was for 0. And Michael Jordan Mason for $2 and 4 bids, less than Michael's.
Like 1
anyone
and
you
0.
wanted? Any reactions?
I would say Curtis Samuel for 15% of your fab is pretty pricey considering who bid it. It was Nick. He already has Julio Pittman, Cup, and Olave, so I didn't think he needed to spend 30 on it unless he really believed in the Washington wide receiving core. Besides that, I thought Thielen was a good pickup. I mean, I don't think he's washed yet. It's hard for me to tell how much I would bid on these people because I missed the waiver wire time. So I mean, this is all hindsight. Maybe I would have bid more than 15% on Curtis Samuel, but I don't know. And what's surprising is that the San Francisco running backs went for so little and so little bids. Especially considering what Mike Shanahan's done in the past. Is it Kyle Shanahan's done in the past with his running backs? So it's pretty surprising. What do you guys think?
I think those are just lottery tickets, at least the running backs, because Jeff Wilson's supposed to be next. Jordan Mason's the one that. Who's the one that didn't get?
Our Tyron Davis Price was on special teams, so Jordan Mason was activated.
He was at home, right? So he got activated. Man, Jarvis Landry was an overpay in hindsight. $16 is a lot.
With no
Vin
bid.
must really believe in him. I really wanted Thielen and Curtis Samuel. I wanted Thielen more. I put $16 and that was enough, and I only put $4 for Curtis. So that's kind of crazy. That went for 31. Why'd you talk about your Duvernay bid for $13, Royce?
Yeah, so I didn't think initially I put like 23 for him, and I was like, that's kind of an overpay. It's kind of an overpay because it's kind of I'm iffy about him. Yeah, he got like 2 touchdowns, but like the target share doesn't give me as much confidence. So I lowered my bid, and eventually I lost. Yeah, the TDP was like my 3rd priority, so I was surprised it dropped down to TDP. But I mean, I'm not complaining. Another lottery ticket running back that's not going to play this week on my roster, so
maybe you should make that trade so you can have a lottery running back that
yeah
can play.
I will say that Timmy basically dropped KJ Osborne. Everyone called him dumb, and then he got Thielen for 23 packs. So
he had the regrets, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean Devin Duvernay a bit pricey, especially considering I think he was only on the field for 50% of the snaps, and the Baltimore? He plays for Baltimore, right?
Yeah.
The Baltimore receiving core is pretty suspect, or the receiving volume is suspect.
I'll be right back real quick. You guys continue going.
Go ahead, Chris. Do you have any
Oh
thoughts?
man, I was gonna say something, but I really wanted the Browns D, and I wondered. I think Royce got him for $2. I really wanted him. What did you get caught up in? How come you didn't?
I thought it was on Wednesday for some reason. I don't know. I thought in the past there was always Tuesday was always like a chill day, because Monday the game would be done. Tuesdays they stay on waiver and then it'll run at night. But I don't know.
Yeah, so it's Tuesday night and Wednesday night.
So it'll run at what? It runs at like 7 or something.
Yeah, every day at 7. So Tuesday, Wednesday, any night that has a game, you have free agents at midnight, and then any nights that don't have games, waivers run at 7.
Okay, I think
so just a reminder out there.
Going into our trades, we have Michael gives Keenan Allen and Mike Davis, and receives Darrell Henderson and Jalen Waddle. So what do you think? Or to Jonathan. So what do you think about this trade?
Without my hindsight glasses, because Keenan Allen got hurt, and Mike Davis gets traded right after that. But I do give Jonathan an A and Michael a B plus, just because I'd rather not be on the receiving end of a 2 for 1, receiving end of 2 for the 2 for 1 if possible. I think textbook 2 for 1. You trade a wide receiver 2, running back 2, for a wide receiver running back 1. Yeah, and I think it benefits both teams until that hamstring injury. Yeah, I thought it was a great trade.
I mean, he says he's gonna play on Oh no, he said he might miss Tuesday or Thursday.
He's gonna miss the Thursday game. It was just a quick turnaround with the hamstring.
Yeah, I thought I give both B's with Michael a B minus because I don't like being on the receiving end of a 2 for 1. But I'm sure Darrell Henderson and Jalen Waddle will be like okay for the next maybe 4 or 5 weeks until Darrell Henderson, Cam Akers gets, healthier and up to game speed. And I think Jalen Waddle's last game might have been maybe his ceiling and not where he might typically end up. So I think Darrell Henderson is okay for now, and it turns out that Keenan Allen got hurt. So yeah, B minus. It's pretty even. Helps both teams. In the long run, we'll find out.
Yeah, I think we're gonna see it for sure with injuries and stuff. You don't like Darrell Henderson? I think he's.
Or go ahead.
I thought he looked good, and he had like all the snaps.
He did, but we don't know if that's because Cam Akers hasn't really get up to like game speed slash like get his body right. Because
Uh-huh.
they did say it was a 1-2 punch, and they did split both snaps in the preseason and first team
Okay.
reps in the preseason. So I think I'd have an inclination that they are ramping Cam Akers up for a 50-50, or it could be a hot hand approach.
Okay.
But I mean, Darrell Henderson has a Cam Akers problem, which I don't like.
Okay.
Well, you
Fair,
have
fair,
Cam
fair.
Akers.
Yeah, I do. I'm
I think
very
he's on
sad
the
about it.
up and up, so
We'll see. The only reason why I'm not super depressed is I got him late in the draft, so it didn't hurt. It didn't hurt me for sure.
he wasn't a keeper. Was he a keeper?
He was a keeper.
Yeah,
That's why I'm like safe.
Yeah.
All right. The next trade: Jonathan gives Mike Davis, receives $2, and James gives $2, receives Mike Davis.
So
Initial thoughts on this trade?
wait, so you said Mike Davis got traded
Yeah, Mike Davis
to
got traded
who?
to James.
Oh no! Oh, I thought you meant like teams. I thought you meant they traded.
Oh no
I'm
no
like,
no
I
no no
must
no
have
no
missed that somewhere.
no 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 no.
Oh yeah.
In the next section in our next trade.
Okay. I mean, Jonathan's always like trying to trade his trash players for a
Yeah.
little bit of fat back. I think at the end of last season, he like had a pretty sizable bank when everyone else was broke, and so I think doing these like trade for money might end up benefiting him in the long run if there's like a
Yeah.
late season injury. But for
Yeah.
now, like, I mean, as long as he keeps it up, it'll pay dividends. It's about time in the market, not timing the market with Jonathan. What do you think?
Yeah. I agree. You know, I thought it
Oh
was.
wait, Royce is back, baby.
I'm
All right, that's so... all right. That's so. All
Yeah,
right, what do you
I
think?
think Jonathan always does that, and then you're right. Jonathan always does this. It's a smart move. It's better than dropping them, right? Like you
Yeah.
shop him around for a little bit. If I'm gonna drop him anyways, maybe someone will get him for 1 fab or 2 fab, whatever. It's 1%.
I'm willing to bet that this was a silent trade. I'll bet a shot on it. Anyone want to take that?
I
I'll
did a shot on that. Like he
I'll-
just
I'll
sent
put-
it,
I'll
That
put
he
a shot
just
on it.
sent it, and
and then
they
no
didn't
reply
talk.
needed.
Yeah.
You don't have to reply.
Yeah. All right.
see that.
So Jonathan. So I'm saying Jonathan just sent it, no reply
Mhm.
needed, and you guys are saying they did talk.
No, I'm saying he sent it.
What
I
about you,
think I can
Chris?
see him sending it.
All right. So no shot bet here.
Yeah.
No
so no
shot.
shot.
Oh, you know what? Fuck yeah! I take the opposite side just so you
All
can have a
right,
shot
all
back.
right,
I'll
I'll
take
have
a
a
shot
shot
back.
all right.
Was there a conversation on this trade?
All right. But yeah. Any thoughts on these trades? Or did you finish, Chris? Sorry.
Yeah, no, I'm good. Royce, go ahead. Any thoughts on the 2 trades where you're going?
Oh yeah. So I think Jonathan did a good job because he had a lot of serviceable RB2 fringe RB2s to basically consolidate, and he kind of got a wide receiver one like with the benefit of like not having any hindsight. He had the tools to put together in a more enticing package, I think, which is why I give him a B. But I honestly think Michael gets an A even without hindsight because he gets a deeper bench now and he gets a lot of plug and play players at the flex. So he has a lot more flexibility with his roster. So I think Michael won out on that trade.
Okay.
And then for the Mike Davis for 2 fab trade, I think it's just, I mean, both of them get A's because they get what they want, I guess. Like,
Yeah. All right. Jumping into our weekly recap. Some quick thoughts. I mean, oh wait, let's go through our last week. I got 33%. I got 2 out of 6 right, and Chris got 3 out of 6 right. So 50%.
Yes, sir.
So to recap, last year I batted a 54% and Chris batted a 60%. So we know what we're doing here, folks. All right. And the guest speaker came up with 53%. So we're batting 3 and 7% more than the average league member. So yeah, so some quick thoughts on the week one. Everyone with the good keepers won this week pretty much. So Nick, me, Royce, and Ty they all won their matchups. They have like a first rounder in like the 15th round, so it's pretty hard to beat that.
Yeah.
Pretty expected. Hopefully it balances out later. Any thoughts, Chris?
So my initial thoughts, just to throw them off. Me starting lineup is unreal, which you'll see again in our week 2 predictions. There isn't much depth. Timmy really messed up not playing Antonio Gibson. And imagine losing to a bot. That's all I gotta say, dude.
That's true.
Nick's keepers coming in clutch. You know, you got Cooper Cup, Pittman. Ty definitely had a strong showing on top of the Mahomes game, 33 points. James had a really rough week. Mike Will 2 and Dawson Knox for 1. Michael, my write up right here. Michael gets his cake and eats it too. After a legendary lap dance from Victoria, his team produces even with big even with less than 10 points from the QB. So he gets over 100, has less than 10 points from his quarterback in Trey Lance. But on the other hand, you have David, 2 goose eggs, the new king goose egg.
Oh,
And
I
even
have a prop. All right, keep it going.
and 3.2 points from Tony Pollard. So 3 players totaling 3.2 points. Lends to a tough week 1. Royce absolutely slacks on Vin on the back of Justin Jefferson and JT. And then imagine scoring 115 when your quarterback scores 7. Like that's pretty disgusting. On the same level of Michael, like you got if you score like 20, which is pretty common for a quarterback, like that's like 28, a really good number. Vin had it rough. Only Javante and his kicker over double digits at 13 and 12 respectively. So really rough week for Vin. I think it's only 59 points.
I think.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I think Yee's team is really, really scary.
Mhm.
Like, yeah, there's no depth, but that lineup is like a god lineup. And I feel really bad for the people who have to play him in the first couple of weeks of the season because their record's not gonna look very good playing Yee. Folk going RB0 in the draft is biting his ass really early right now with Elijah Mitchell being injured.
true.
Like he's kind of, I mean, you got to make some moves, and he's not really making moves either.
Yeah,
So
didn't get a waiver.
yeah, so he doesn't have any running backs to like be confident in. I think Vintuk just had a bad week because his team doesn't look that bad at all. He just got unlucky, and he got unlucky playing me.
All right. Ooh, talk your talk, David.
All right.
David,
So
David, ring the alarm. Ring the alarm,
whoa,
David.
wait, what? Oh, the
Ring the
alarm.
alarm. I need the alarm.
Okay, here we go.
Breaking news on this podcast. We got James Robinson for Brandon Cooks after all this talk.
Oh,
Trade
wow.
is pending. Live reactions, thoughts.
He
David.
actually took the trade. So I would say, I mean, we went over it before, but Royce needs the running back depth. I'm not sure what Jonathan's doing. Let me see. I actually didn't look at Jonathan's team yet.
Yeah.
I picked his
Tebow.
brain a little bit.
Uh-huh.
He really, really wants to beat James this week, and he needs a flex play. And he doesn't want to play Michael. I mean, I think he doesn't want to. He doesn't want to play 2 running backs at the flex. A running back at the flex, so he wants a wide receiver, I guess.
Oh, I see.
Is what he was saying.
Okay.
Well, I thought for Jonathan, I guess a provisional A if he wins this week.
Okay.
And
Fair,
for
fair.
Royce, he gets his noble phantasm back. So
My
Royce
boy
is on the up and up this year. What about
Oh
you,
man,
Chris?
dude. Yeah, with that logic, I definitely if he gets to win for sure an A. I think he has some good running backs and keepers. Oh, you know what? I think that really hurts his running back depth though. Unless JK, he definitely needs J.K. Dobbins to come back. But yeah, if Jacob's back and Damian Pierce ramps up, I think he's fine at running back. And Brandon Cooks is definitely a good flex piece to have to support with Debo.
Yeah, I agree.
I would say A. I might lean B for Jonathan. I would give Royce an A just because the way I definitely skew running back in this situation, and I thought James Robinson looked really good. But yeah. So A B, not
Nice.
bad, nothing crazy. No rape here.
And
Yeah, Timmy, shut up.
by popular demand, I know people were asking for the goose egg to make its appearance again, right? But I could not. I called the Smithsonian. I could not get that goose egg back. But I do have something different. I have another large bird's egg. I have a guinea fowl's egg, a real guinea fowl. I have to call
What
in
the
some
fuck?
work friends. All right. So
What the
these two eggs came from a guinea fowl. I'm not even joking. These came from a guinea fowl. It's a pretty large bird. All right. And I have two of them to commemorate my double guinea fowl eggs this week. So
What the fuck is a guinea fowl?
Yeah, what the fuck?
it's
You
a
gotta
pretty large bird.
You gotta
Guinea-
pull it up
Yeah,
and
I
share
gotta
your
look at-
screen. You pull it up and share your screen so
Oh,
the chat,
that's a thick
so the chat
ass
can see.
boy.
It looks like it wants to be a peacock and a turkey at the same
Let me
time.
see.
Dude. It's like a peacock and a turkey.
All right,
Yeah,
here, let me share my screen.
yeah, let the people know. So if you're on the YouTubes, we got it pulled up
Can
right
they
here.
see it? Oh, it's right here. Yeah, right here on the for the YouTube audience. This is what a guinea fowl looks like. It's a pretty large bird, if I'm being honest. Let me click on a picture real quick.
It really
Thick
looks
as
like
fuck.
It's pretty
stick, dude.
big. I mean, I got two eggs. All right, everybody. It ain't a chicken. It's a guinea fowl egg. Okay.
It's a durian with a beak.
If you that's that's true. All right. Well, hopping right in. I tried my best. I couldn't get the goose egg back, but
It's pretty good though.
going into our matchups this week, Nick
Oh,
versus Ty.
Oh yeah, no power rankings because James is gonna be home late. We didn't give him a heads up as well, but he's probably doing some lame shit, being married and whatever.
Yeah.
Being married and shit like that, yeah.
Fucking loser.
Loser.
Imagine
Yeah.
getting
This
being
guy's got a
married.
wife. He's a loser. He's gay, dude.
Yeah. When this league started, he didn't even have a girlfriend yet. Give me that James back.
Oh shoot! All right, so we got our first matchup, Nick and Ty. The only place I have position leaning away is Ty with his running backs and Nick with his wide receivers. Any agreeers or anyone disagree? Thoughts?
I actually like Patrick Mahomes over Lamar Jackson this week. Patrick Mahomes versus Chargers divisional game. I'm sure he wants to come out there and make a point again that he's still the best. I mean, there's been talks of, Justin Herbert, Joe Burrow, the better young quarterback, and I think he hears that too. So I think he wants to show us that, he doesn't need Tyreek to do it all. He can do it with a carousel of wide receivers. I think that's what he called it. But yeah, besides that, I do have the edge going to Nick. But I agree with you more or less.
Any differences, Royce? Or you feel the same?
Yeah, I think the QB's push. I just think Ty has the edge on tight end. I mean, it's marginal, but I mean, I don't think Zach Ertz is that guy.
Okay.
So, I don't know, cause Kyler Murray, I don't know what's going on with him this season. So I'm not sure if Ertz repeats with what he's doing. But for the most part, I do think Goddard's really good. So I was really big on Goddard this year. And then for flex, I do think Ty wins out because Jeff Wilson gets the touches this week, and Juju is Juju. TikTok won.
I would put a push there. I think it's gonna come down to big games for Henry. Henry didn't have a big game, but he'll need one of those big ones just to compete with Cup and Pittman. Those guys have really high ceilings, in my opinion. Also, Fournette kind of got pulled out of the game as Tampa Bay was leading, so hopefully it's a closer game and Fournette gets a couple more touches towards the end of the game. But Nick's wide receiving corps is crazy. So thoughts on positional differences here?
Yeah, I agree. It's going to come down to the wide receivers versus Nick's wide receivers versus Ty's running backs. I mean, I think Fournette can get you 2 touchdowns. Derrick Henry gets you 2 touchdowns on any given week. So I do think they have a ceiling to match Cup and Pittman. So I think that's what it's going to come down to.
Yeah, I think the same. Nick's receivers can easily get like 50 plus points combined. The only thing I see is that maybe since they're both playing pretty low teams, they might get their points early and then not be used for the rest of the game. So there's also that. But yeah, barring anything, Ty's running backs would need to, get theirs in order to match with Nick's wide receivers.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll agree there. Royce,
Yeah.
anything you'd make? Any differences you'd change to these rosters or these lineups?
Nick needs to play freaking Zeke, dude. I don't know what he's doing with Hilliard on his on his starting lineup.
Okay.
Like, I get it. I get like Nick is falling for that hot hand fallacy, which I'm disappointed in him for because he does stocks and shit. But Hilliard only caught 3 passes and 2 of them just happened to be touchdowns, and he rushed twice. Like, the touches aren't there, so I don't know. I don't know if that's the play, man.
I mean, Zeke did the same shit last year too, where he like put up a stinker the first game, and then everyone was like, "Buy low on Zeke, trade high on Zeke now, like panic, sound the alarm on Zeke." So
This is like one drop to complete all like.
I
4
wasn't
things,
even
dude.
planning on using that drop today. But yeah, I mean, Zeke, I think, is definitely gonna bounce back. Of course, they're gonna feed him. It's just if he'll like be able to run or not. So yeah, you play Zeke instead, or even if you don't like Zeke, I might even play Julio Jones over freaking Juju Smith-Schuster or something. Or Chris, any differences?
No, I agree with you guys there, and I have Ty winning this. Unfortunately, I think Henry bounces back. I think Lenny does well, and yeah, Ty has a good team otherwise.
Yeah, I agree. Ty wins. Royce,
Yeah, I think Ty wins easily.
easily. Okay.
Ty wins easily without Zeke playing, and with Zeke, Ty wins a little bit less, but I think Ty gets it.
Hopping into the next matchup, Chris versus Marcus. QBs, I got Chris here. Running backs, also Chris. Wide receivers, I give the edge to Marcus. Devontae and Tyreek are just too good. Tight ends, I give to Chris. I think Mark Andrews gets a bounce back game. And flex, I also give to Chris because I think Melvin Gordon's a better running back in a better situation than Damian Harris right now. Any differences, Royce?
Yeah, I agree with everything there. So you put AJ Dillon as RB2 instead of flex.
Yeah, I don't know why you guys do that. It makes my life hard when I'm doing these matchups.
It's the time. It's the time thing.
Yeah, the time.
Oh, I see.
It's
They
a
do it
later game and
automatically
stuff.
for you.
No,
No,
you do it
It's
yourself.
just a rule of thumb that
Oh.
we do. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, I agree. Even with Melvin Gordon at the flex, I think he beats out Damian Harris. So yeah.
Chris, same.
I agree with that analysis. I think this is going to come down to his running backs. I think Miles Sanders had a good game. Devin Singletary, if he punches in the touchdown, he looked good. He had a good opportunity. Zach Moss fumbled. That rookie Cook fumbled. And then his wide receivers need to keep it up for him to win.
I think it comes down to Marcus getting a QB that can put up like more than 15 points. I mean, you worry about the running back later, but he has a no QB right now with the waiver wire like barren. So, I mean, I guess you can pick up Aaron Rodgers, try to play him this week, but after last week, it's pretty scary. What about you, Royce? What do you think it's gonna come down to?
I think, yeah, Marcus's running backs are very touchdown dependent, and they lack volume. But it'll be interesting to see which running backs have a good week between Chris's Gordon and then Sanders and Singletary. But yeah, I think what Marcus needs to do is play Herbert instead of Singletary. I think, because Herbert, it's a spicy play, but I mean, going up against like Chris's team, it's you got to take some shots. So I think playing Herbert would be pretty spicy
Over who?
over
Singletary.
Singletary.
That's a spicy meatball.
That is pretty. Does he have? He does. He was in the red zone, right? Yeah. That's
Billy
pretty
Herbert
spicy.
was used twice in used
Okay.
twice in the red zone.
I might actually play Traylon Burks in the flex. I mean, I think he's probably ascending as a player, and I just don't like Damian Harris being in his lineup. I mean, he has Ramondre Stevenson like on his ass right now, and the Patriots' offense is so bad.
Yeah.
So you just got to find a way to get him out at this point. Anyway, this week I have Chris winning easy. What about you, Royce?
I have Chris winning pretty easily.
I always take myself. It's my bounce back week. You already know what it is.
The 1-1 boys.
1-1 boys. Let's
1-1
go. Bouncing back.
Let's go.
Speaking of trying to fight for that 1-1 spot, we got James versus Jonathan both starting the year off at 0-1. I'm leaning. I think this is gonna be the closest game this week. Push everything, and then you got Travis Kelsey from Jonathan. So that's the only position Jonathan takes for me. Thoughts on the matchup for you, Royce?
Yeah. So I think quarterbacks push, running backs Jonathan, wide receivers. I think James takes it, but it's pretty close. I think, and then tight ends Jonathan obviously, and then push for flex.
Yeah, I don't agree that the wide receivers is close. You got Mike Williams without a Keenan Allen, AJ Brown. I don't think Jalen Hurts looks at any other wide receiver other than AJ Brown before he takes off. And I think Terry McLaurin has a Jahan Dotson problem.
Oh, that's a reach, my dude. I don't know
That's
about that.
facts right now.
All right, shot bet. Terry McLaurin gets more points than Jahan Dotson.
I'll take that bet.
All right, dude, hit it.
All right. Anyways, yeah, I think who's this? James has the wide receivers, but I do think flex goes to Jonathan. Did you guys say that? Cooks versus Bateman?
Well,
Oh wait,
now,
that's new. What was it
It
before?
was Michael Carter.
It was Michael Carter. Oh yeah,
I
yeah.
still
It was
push.
Michael
I
Carter.
still push it.
I think it's a push.
Yeah, okay, it's push now.
Yeah.
I like
okay.
the Michael Carter like PPR floor 10 targets. I like that.
So you like Michael Carter better in that situation.
Yeah, more than
All
Brandon
right.
Cooks. What it's gonna come down to, I mean, a healthier running back. If one doesn't play and the other does, then obviously the other person's gonna win. So I think that's the health of Kamara and Najee is what it's gonna come down to, or Najee specifically, I guess, because Kamara played.
Royce, what do you think is gonna go down to?
Touched.
I think. Yeah, touchdowns. I'm just kidding.
I'm just-
Wide receivers. I mean, like, yeah, Mike Will's going to be wide receiver 1 this week, but Mike Williams is very inconsistent. So I think it could, it's either going to really help James or it's going to hamper him. Jonathan's wide receivers are both in the same tier, and I honestly rank them pretty high. So I think they have a good chance of evening out James's receivers.
I'm on the bandwagon where this game's really, really close. I think this is just gonna come down to who gets touchdowns. Yeah, I think they're all like alpha wide receivers and what. So, yeah, I think the name of the game for this week is just you're just praying that all these touchdown monsters get touchdowns.
So I actually think James wins here. I do think Mike Williams set for a big game, and AJ Brown is probably gonna keep it up with the targets. And I do like Rashad Bateman as a wide receiver this week, even though Mark Andrews is the number 1 receiving option there. I do like him being a second-year wide receiver and that boom potential he has to break a play open over Debo with a downgrade on quarterback and Terry McLaurin being the second option on that team.
So, okay.
The third option, Curtis Samuel. I forgot about him.
All right, Chief. All right. I got Jonathan. Close. I think the closest matchup this week for sure. If we had to get a league shot bet, I think it would be this matchup for how close it is. And I'm gonna lean Jonathan.
Same. Yeah, I lean Jonathan. Yeah, for same reasons.
Okay. Michael
All right.
versus Royce.
Yes, sir.
Let me
Both
see.
1-0, right? Both 1-0 to kick
Yes,
us off.
one has to lose this round, unfortunately.
I think the only place they push is at running back, and I think the only place they push is at running back, and then Royce takes everything else. David.
I agree.
You got the flex
Unless
difference there.
I got the flex difference here because I'm putting Gabriel Davis into the flex against who's your flex, Royce?
It should be Clyde Edwards versus Amon-Ra.
Okay, Clyde Edwards versus Amon-Ra. I do like Clyde Edwards, to be honest. I mean, I know he scored big last year in the first game also, but I think with Patrick Mahomes having less receiving options, they might utilize his receiving skill set more that they were talking about last year but didn't use at all. So I can see that happening, so I do give the nod to Clyde. And maybe the game script here will keep him in the game longer.
Okay. Royce,
Um,
thoughts on your matchup?
Yeah, I agree with Chris. It's a push at running backs, and then I think I edge out on all the other positions.
Okay. What is it gonna come down to? Chris.
I think Dalvin Cook. If it's a Dalvin Cook game instead of a Justin Jefferson game, maybe like a couple goal line touchdowns and just he had the yardage to back it up, and definitely needs some the same kind of spicy wide receiver action between Sutton and Gabriel Davis versus Michael Thomas and St. Brown. Sutton needs to pick it up in my opinion, but Davis had a great week 1, so I can see something crazy happening between those 4 receivers to kind of make the game. David?
Yeah, I think it is gonna come down to their wide receiving. I mean, it was a pretty big touchdown heavy game for all their wide receivers. I'm not sure that will pan out, but I think the Gabriel Davis game might have been his ceiling, and maybe he wouldn't score as many points. And he is every week a touchdown threat, but I think the receiving total for that game was maybe his ceiling, and so I think the matchup's going to come down to who gets more touchdowns because I don't think all of them will get touchdowns this week again.
Okay.
Changes I'd make was I'd probably find a way to put Cordero Patterson in after last week.
Mm-hmm.
And if Devin Singletary looked good against the Rams, I mean anybody can look good against the Rams at run defense right now. Cause yeah, so I'd find a way to put Patterson in. What about you guys? No changes?
Yeah,
I
no
wouldn't make any
changes, really.
changes.
Over I might
Personally.
No
put him
free
in.
advice.
Okay. Okay. What about for yourself, Royce?
For
You gonna
myself?
put in your new toy?
Yeah, I'm gonna put in my new toy maybe over Josh Jacobs.
Ooh,
Okay.
I might like that, but that's your second round pick. That's like someone
Yeah,
benching.
exactly.
Whatever.
That's
it
like
doesn't
someone
matter.
benching Nick Chubb, bro.
That's fine.
All right.
Yeah, I got Royce. I think his team looks pretty strong looking through this roster right here. Michael Thomas looks good. Jonathan Taylor looks good. Justin Jefferson looks good.
Yeah, Royce wins pretty easily.
Yeah. All right. David and Vin, both 0-1 boys, trying to find a 1-0, 1-1, or a 0-2 spot. So, David, Royce, you want to kick us off here?
Yeah, so for quarterbacks, I think I'll take David on that, obviously. Running, I mean, come on. Running backs, I actually think it's a push. And wide receivers, I'm taking David. Tight end, Vin, and flex Vin.
Oh, well, I actually have the opposite of you. I got quarterback, I agree. I got wide receiver going to David. Oh, no, never mind. That's right.
Okay.
Oh, no, that's right. Okay, so it's not different. And then Vin, I got running backs. I don't think that's a push. And I got flex Vin. Otherwise, tight end is a push.
Yeah, I agree. Quarterback, I have me, but Carson Wentz does look pretty good. I actually might put in Jahan Dotson for that Carson Wentz hedge. I might piece that in. But
Yeah, you're shot betting him. You might as well just put him in now.
that's true. I might put him in over King Goose
Devonta.
Egg. Yeah. Yeah, but it'd be a pretty even matchup. I'd say like maybe in the low 70s, high 60s points this game. So it really depends on how many goose eggs I have this week. I'm rolling Cole Kmet out one more time. See if he can give me something. But what do you guys think? What do you think is gonna come down to?
I think it's going to come down to the flex position. Javonte Williams is going to get his, but Devontae Smith has like big play potential, but again, Jalen Hurts doesn't look at anyone
I
else,
know. F
So-
that guy. He's so
So-
shit.
AJ Brown's that much better, dude.
He's
Yeah.
just that much bigger. He's a bigger
It's harder
target.
to miss.
Yeah.
Um,
What do you guys think about Brees Hall over Tony Pollard this week?
I would do that.
But the thing is, Tony Pollard catches more passes, and Cooper Rush is gonna need to check down more.
That's
yeah,
true,
it's
too.
possible.
Yeah.
All right, but you would put
50% time
Brees.
share.
I don't know. It's hard to tell.
Brees Hall against Cleveland
That's-
run though.
That's tough. 45% snaps. He got 10 targets, so Brees Hall got 10 targets.
I
That's
know Joe Flacco's like a check down god. But okay, I'm thinking about it. All right,
Just play Kenneth Gainwell. Come on now.
for the touchdown upside.
You're in a tough position for
Yeah.
sure.
If you guys have any running back twos, bang my line. But I think I take it this week. What about you guys?
I think
I-
Vin takes it.
I think Vin bounces back. Gets his dub. I
Really?
think his team's
Bro,
strong.
hurry up and pick up Gerald Everett from the waivers and play him, dude.
It was a damn slip and slide in the
Yeah,
Chicago
I would
game.
play Cole Kmet one more time.
I
you know
wouldn't-
what?
Okay.
I'm okay with playing Cole Kmet one
The
more time.
ball is
you
so
wouldn't-
slippery. You can't.
You wouldn't
throw
pick
it.
up Gerald Everett as a backup for this week because I
No,
don't think
dude,
he makes it past this week.
Dude, they throw to like 4 different tight ends, dude.
That's
Yeah.
true.
All right.
Like,
Donald
just a-
Parham, the Madden.
There was like another guy that got a touchdown. Was like,
Xander Horvath, the fullback.
okay, never mind. I thought it was a tight end.
All right.
But you got to hit Bobby Tunyon's line. That's what you got to do. They're easing him back in though.
Oh, right here. And you heard it here first. I keep an eye out. But he was a breakout candidate or whatever. It's fine. Timmy versus Ngee. I mean, best for last, easiest for last. Ngee's team is
Easiest for last, but the spiciest for last, dude.
Yeah.
He is a dog, dude.
Yeah.
He's literally starting Tom Brady over Josh Allen, dude.
I know,
fucking
so
mad lad.
cocky. Holy moly. But
What
he
a
could
fucking mad
probably
lad.
not play Tom Brady and still win out. But
I would say push at quarterback with Tom Brady in. Timmy takes the flex, but he takes everything else unless Kittle comes back. That's the only way they would get a push at tight end. But yeah, Ngee just a dominant team. Any differences on the analysis?
I wouldn't even push the tight end if Kittle's in because
Yeah.
he gets a downgrade at quarterback. And Darren Waller is like that guy on
Oh yeah.
on
He
the
is that
Raiders.
guy.
So
Um,
yeah, but I agree with everything else.
Okay, so I think Timmy
Yeah.
needs another big game from Gibson. Hopefully, it's not one of the situations where he's on your bench and he blows up, and then you start him and he fucking puts up a goose egg. And then a big game from Aaron Jones, which he didn't do too hot. I think he needs Kittle to come back as well. What do you think it's going to come down to?
I think that Timmy needs his running backs to compensate for the wide receiver gap that he has with Ngee. I mean, I'm calling it right here. Antonio Gibson, 2 touchdowns, 2 fumbles for losses. So some shit like that's gonna happen. So
Jesus.
Antonio Gibson just needs to hold on to the ball.
Yeah. Definitely Barkley and Aaron Jones needs to hit their ceiling for him to have a chance, but I can also see
Yeah.
James Conner getting a touchdown, being good for a touchdown, and DeAndre Swift just so good. I mean,
Yeah.
really what it's probably going to come down to might even be Tom Brady over Josh Allen. That might be the only way I could see Timmy like having the slimmest chance, because if he put Josh Allen in, it's just like a done deal, nailed the coffin. So yeah, Ngee easy win. Same for you guys.
Yeah, Ngee easy win.
Yep, need to close it out. So, this week, we're convinced on Ty winning, Chris winning, Royce winning, Ngee winning, and we're split on the Jonathan James matchup and the Vin and David matchup.
Okay, so pretty even across the board.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, that's episode 2 in the books. Good luck with your week 2, everybody. You
Yeah.
guys have anything you want to say to anybody?
I hope you have an outro song.
Right here.
Do it all.
Goodbye, everybody.
Later, guys.
Bye.
See you later.